And I'm positive you're going to love today's episode because Tony and I are going to watch one of the most important episodes of Monday Night Raw in history.
Wow.
It happened at a time when, well, Tony was knee deep in the NWO. This is the same month that Goldberg debuted for WCW in Salt Lake City. This is the same month where the NWO would slam the cage door on Ric Flair's face and Kurt Hennig would flip-flop sides. But on the other channel, the WWF is desperately trying to figure out what's it going to take to topple the NWO in the ratings. And boy, there's a lot of moving parts. We're talking about September 22nd, 1997, the very first Monday Night Raw inside Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden, Tony, you know, one of the more famous arenas in the whole world.
I've heard of it.
Where do you rank that as far as important wrestling venues, MSG?
I think it's number one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a is it a pie in the sky dream, do you think, one day that AEW might run MSG, or do you think that could happen? I mean, in more recent years, it feels like WWE has ran more Barclays Center in the New York area. Do you think there's a chance one day, or would that be a dream come true for you to have an AEW show inside MSG?
I don't know if it'd be a dream come true for me. I think it'll be great, but I think it's impossible to get it done.
Now, why is that?
Because of the stranglehold they've had on MSG.
I don't know about that. I mean, I feel like, you know, since, I mean, you and I went to a wrestling show there, believe it or not, the Ring of Honor New Japan show. So it feels like if WWE was going to try to shut outside shows down, they may have shut that one down. I've always been fascinated too to hear, and I wanted to know from your perspective, because I've heard Bruce and even JR say before that the doggone rent there and the cost of putting a show on would be so great that even if you sold every ticket, you might break even. So if you didn't sell every ticket, you'd lose money. Do you remember hearing talk like that back when you were with the WWF in 89 and 90?
Not at all.
All right. Well, I'm glad that we're talking about it because as we're talking just a few days from now, AEW is going to be in New York City, Arthur Ashe Stadium, an arena that I never even imagined we would see wrestling in. And boy, you want to talk about something special. Just a few years ago, we saw Bryan Danielson wrestle Kenny Omega in a time limit draw match there that, man, I couldn't look away. I mean, maybe my most anticipated match in Dynamite history. And you guys are going to be back next week, Tony. How cool is that?
Isn't it great?
Yeah, I'm doing my best here. Tickets are on sale now at AEWTIX.com. I don't give a fuck if you go. So that's it. That's it. We're going to watch old wrestling. Fuck AEW. Fuck buying tickets. Fuck Arthur Ashe. Fuck it all.
I'm sorry.
I'm the rest of the show.
My doctor just texted me.
Oh, is it AIDS?
No, it's not.
Okay.
And he said, how's Conrad doing?
Oh.
I said, he's great.
He is.
Yeah.
I'm glad he asked. I was going to say, if it's AIDS, I've got good news because it's your level of income and notoriety now. You could just get on the Magic Johnson plan and live forever. At your level of income, it might actually come with a prescription for a few dozen movie theaters and Starbucks and things like that. Dude, I mean, is that not the most miraculous story that I feel like we all just sort of aged out of and gave up on? Like, I know that there's a lot of medicine and blah, 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 but man, it felt like that dude got a death sentence over 3 decades ago and he's thriving. It's just crazy to me what a great success story he's been sort of post, all of that story. It just, it really amazes me that there's not another documentary coming out about that like every year.
Right. Yeah. It's an amazing story. Yeah.
It is an amazing story. And we're hoping that we get to see some new amazing stories made in the wrestling world. AEWTIX.com. Arthur Ashe, man. I guess I'm more fired up about it than you are. But hey, and you know what else I'm fired up about? Tonight, as folks are listening to this, it's a big rematch of my favorite AEW match of all time. Mimosa Mayhem is the last time we saw Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho together. They're hooking up tonight in Wilkes-Barre. I hope I said that right, Pennsylvania. Man, are you pumped? Is there going to be a vat of orange juice hanging around? Should Chris Jericho be worried?
I'm always pumped when Chris Jericho is in the event and or is wrestling for us and is doing an angle because he's so cool and I know he gets a lot of heat because a lot of fans say, well, he's not the shape he used to be. He's not. Of course, he's not. None of us are at that age. And but I really enjoy everything he does and all the effort he puts into it. Of course, orange is great. So I'm looking forward to that. But no, there's not going to be any orange juice involved. I don't think.
Damn it. Well, I hope that we can. I mean, you're a stooge, right? You're an office stooge. I would hope
Yep.
you'd put in a good word, and maybe you could get somebody to just throw a mimosa in somebody's face. I think that would be huge.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll just they've done a lot of talk about Chris Jericho's jacket being ruined by the orange juice, and so who knows? They may try to get some sort of orange substance involved.
Well, stay tuned. It's happening tonight as you're listening to this on AEW Dynamite. And Tony, I know you love to give the inside scoop. You spill all the trade secrets. Everything you say here is quoted everywhere. So
Right.
I just want to make sure I'm giving you the proper setup here.
Okay,
You
go
want to go ahead and go on the record and confirm AEW's new TV deal, which is 3 years with a 4th-year option for $170 million that'll air on TBS, TNT, and True TV. Although AEW is shopping other shows to other broadcast channels. That's the report, Tony, and we need to know, are you here to confirm it or not? God damn it.
Well, it's really tough for me to confirm anything because, as we know, everything you read on the internet is true.
Well, there it is, boys and girls. Tony Schiavone has confirmed.
You lying piece of shit.
I didn't even say what you confirmed yet.
I didn't say that.
I didn't even say what you had confirmed.
Well, what did I confirm then?
Well, that your doctor said that I'm okay and that I'm fine and then it's just a rash. So that is what you have confirmed here today, that it'll go fine on its own. We just need to let it breathe, get some air on it. We'll be good to go.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Hey, serious business, before we get going, we hope that you'll watch along with us because this really is going to be a fun show. It's arguably one of the most important Monday Night Raws in history. So without further ado, get your Peacock out, look up Raw. You want to go to Season 5, Episode 36. Season 5 of Monday Night Raw, Episode 36. This went down in Madison Square Garden on September 22nd, 1997. And I want to set the stage. We're just 2 days removed from Shawn Michaels beating Davey Boy Smith in one of the more heated main events in company history. It was called One Night Only. It was a pay-per-view just for England, and the main event was for the European Championship. Davey Boy Smith had promised guaranteed a victory over Shawn Michaels and his D-Generation X thugs in honor of his dying sister. So, of course, Shawn had the finish changed, and he beat him clean in the middle. And then Davey's sister died.
Yeah, we watched that. Yeah, we
have watched that in the archives.
Right.
And boy, you want to talk about heat. This is Shawn Michaels swagger on 1,000. And we know he's not long for the WWE. He's going to finish up in March. But by the way, this is September. So we're like 6 weeks away from the Montreal Screwjob. We're also just 1 month removed from SummerSlam, where Stone Cold Steve Austin got dumped on his head and it derailed all of their plans. I mean, they're not even sure he's going to be able to wrestle again. They're hoping they can give it time and keep him on TV and keep him hot. His relationship with Owen Hart was never the same, of course, and his wrestling career was shortened dramatically because of that. Also at SummerSlam, it was the first time WWE had ran a pay-per-view event inside of New Jersey. There was a report that came down that a relationship that Vince had forged with Christine Whitman, she decided, okay, we'll remove that pro wrestling tax, if you will. And as a result, they sent her a women's championship and The Undertaker to press conferences. And it was a cool deal to see WWE pay-per-views back in New Jersey, Continental Airlines Arena. They set all kinds of records. And Bret Hart became the champion for a 5th time. And that just happened 1 month prior, which makes what's going to happen today all that more curious. Why is 1997 so fascinating in hindsight, Tony? Why do you think that is?
I think we are right in the midst of the Monday Night Wars, which, as you know, you go back and you think about the history of wrestling. Monday Night Wars were very significant.
No doubt.
And so we're right in the midst of it. It's and this signals here to me, and I may be wrong, but the beginning of what is going to be the run of the WWE. Now, it didn't happen immediately, but it's going to happen very soon, right?
Yes, it is. They are going to get hot, hot, hot. I can't wait for us to talk about it